But of course, we met certain expectations which were upon us. And let me tell you the story, right? So initial part to introduce, I am from Trivandrum. So started my career in '95 out of CE. Initial years at CDAC, working as an engineer. So to start the semiconductor, the city has a quite big impact on my journey. PSC, that is where I did my final year project. I got an opportunity to work on a very small chip. Of course, we screwed up like any other BTech student. But it put a lot of passion on me for the sector, which is semiconductor. So after that, I never looked back, never changed my path. So I looked over, gave me opportunity in this sector, that's what I picked. And then I worked for another company, Hitachi Semiconductors, as a consultant for 2 years. And later, after the Ukraine incident and Japanese embargo on Indian engineers for semiconductors, I had to move to US. Worked for a 4 startups in US. And this is a quite important turning point in my journey, where startup and how the startups disrupt the world, right? How they disrupt the technologies, how they challenge big companies like NVIDIA, like Indus, Nokia's of the world, Ericsson's of the world, and create new products. That was a quite impressive show I have seen in San Diego, especially. I was in San Diego, California. So that was, I was a young engineer at that time. So naturally, I was seeing all these things with surprise. My first company, Wipcom, was building one of the first Bluetooth baseband and the software stack. And I was part of that team as a 24-year engineer. But that gave me a lot of, whatever I have not seen before. I have seen how other big companies coming to you and discussing, interoperate with your systems. What kind of respect they give to the startup companies. So that is a big learning for me that time. But then I continued work for multiple startups. It was a tough time in the US for session time. The company got acquired by Broadcom for, it's not a great sell. But later Broadcom became a market leader in Bluetooth because of the acquisition. They created probably multi-billion USDs out of the acquisition, even though the initial startup did not become a financial success. Of course, I moved on and later joined Intel. I worked there for 10 years as a GPU architect, microarchitect, and design manager. So I returned to India. I always wanted to, during my initial experience, I always wanted to start a startup because I have tasted the opportunity out there. But where to start? Where to start as a semiconductor startup, right? So that is where, of course, the passion was there. You want to start a startup. You want to be in semiconductors. You want to excel and show, create something which is extremely important to you. That is the first part of it. But then comes the challenge: where to do it, how to do it, how to create team. So that is where the purpose part came. Okay, so what is it Bangalore? Is it US or is it somewhere else who is offering you something? But myself and my team, Srijit, Verma and Deepa, my wife, 3 of us thought about it and we decided that we started in Trivandrum. Right? Because a lot of things about it. Of course, a lot of homesickness. And also, we knew that it's going to be a long journey, and Trivandrum and Kerala is offering a lot of things. And more importantly, it is not about the easy success which was mandatory for us. Building it from Trivandrum, from Kerala, and from India was the most important thing for us. So we stuck to that plan, even though many of my friends suggested go back to Silicon Valley and build it there. So that is some important decision we have taken, and that's why we are here. And third part is how the journey went, right? So when we initially started, there was absolutely no semiconductor talent in India. Forget about India, UK, right? India had semiconductor talent, but Kerala didn't have it. So we knew that we cannot build a team very quickly. You have to travel a long journey. And also the field was extremely important. So we picked a field which has long gestation time, which is AI and computer vision. Right? We knew that the technology is coming up. I'm talking about 2017 time frame. So we didn't want to rush and create a chip. We focused on IP building, right? The silicon IPs which goes into the chip first. Because you needed a unique selling point, which is, we thought the unique selling point for us is hardware acceleration capable silicon IPs. So our team, the 3-member team and a few new people we hired around, we created a team initially and focused on that. And we knew that it was going to be a long journey. So we took some bootstrap projects. We worked for some like design companies in US and Japan. Along with serving them in chip design, we also created our own IP building. And we talked to a few initial investors. Naturally, no one is interested in semiconductors because no investor in India was aware of a domain called semiconductor. If you are talking about 2017-18 time frame. So we had to educate them long time, half an hour goes to educating the investor, and the next half an hour goes to the investor advising you why you do this. I like you very much. I think you are excellent. But do you really want to start a startup? So that is the usual conversation, right? So, but I think that is where the perseverance and persistence matters. So, right, once you have taken a decision, you have to continue, right? You have to do your own pivots, your own convincing yourself action. So we continued, and our team created all the departments of semiconductors within. So myself, all the senior members took all the roles of semiconductor development activities. We created a team. We continuously increased the team skills. And then, initially the company was started as Westguards, but because of the bootstrap projects and other things, we created a new company called Netrasemi. And during this journey of Westguards, a lot of help came from the Kerala environment. KSUM gave us an initial 6 lakhs grant. I mean, it came during the exact time when we needed help. We were just running out of money, right? And then Trust Research Park, where I think Jayshankar is here. So Jayshankar invited me to Trust Research Park. They also gave us a good space and a good opportunity to work on some of the projects, like for example, RISC-V project, which was key for Netrasemi and Westguards to build semiconductor talent in Trivandrum. We trained 1,000+ students using an online portal during COVID time. And a lot of that helped us creating semiconductor talent in this tier 3 city. And then in 2020, we registered Netrasemi when our IPs got matured. All the IPs we were creating, the hardware acceleration IPs for computer vision and AI acceleration on chip. Once they were matured, we went for the registration of Netrasemi. That's how the Netrasemi was formed. But after that, a lot of things came on our favor. A lot of geopolitical situations, chip war. A lot of countries were lacking the semiconductor capabilities, and India especially. The government was trying to create Atmanirbhar Bharat, Make in India, Made in India, all those stuff. But none of them was able to move forward because chips were denied to India. In fact, chips were denied to almost all countries. China was somehow managing, but India was not able to do that. So that way, India faced the heat, and for the Atmanirbhar Bharat and other initiatives, and for the independence, the product independence, they have focused on semiconductors, and not only India, almost all countries around the world is focusing on semiconductors now, because they know that semiconductor is not going to be the next, the kind of most important foundation technology. And that is a fortunate thing for Netrasemi and for me personally, because now a lot of interest from semiconductor, from the investor world, and we were right there on right time, where our IPs were ready and we are ready for the chip making. And we got some very good support from the governments, especially central government gave us a 15 crore design-linked incentives. And then there is 5 crores for a grant for a like new chip design in collaboration with the College of Engineering Trivandrum. This is probably one of the biggest grant secured by an academia in India, in Kerala, to my understanding, which CET got 5 crores grant for our joint project. So, and also there is one more DLI project got approved for us. So, and unfortunately, we were able to convince investors. Unicorn invested on us, 8 crores. Before that, Microchip invested on us. So totally 10 crores we raised from, initially from, so 18 crores we raised during the seed round, and 107 crores recently in the Series A round. And the company is in the next phase where we are actually turning turning into the production, where we taped out our first AIML chip in 12 nanometer TSMC process. This is probably India's first AIML processor with a true multi-tops capabilities. And this, we hope this is going to create a lot of chip independence for India, because AI chips are the first category of chips being denied for the countries like India and China. And we are hoping to create a good family of chips for India and able to address this chip, the new era, the GPU and NPU demand. And we are having one more chip going to be released in the next February. This is in collaboration with CET. This is also an AI chip, but more on the microcontroller category. So these two chips are going to address two important segments for the product builders from India, right? And this is addressing areas like surveillance, CCTV, those kind of applications, which is extremely important because we have 0% footprint in those sectors for chips from India, right? And even the product makers from India have to import Chinese chips or US chips to build products. So, and those chips will be denied to them all the time. So we hope that that gap can be filled by our company, right? And we are also building a server chip, a edge server chip that is going to be released next year. 2027 is when we are going to build that. So that is going to address the edge server demand of, we are planning like close to 100 TOPS performance chips by 2027. So Netrasemi is committed to the AI chip market, especially focusing on the areas where significant amount of chip import and product import is happening to India. And the confidence shown by the investors, Vembuji was here, I think he also mentioned about our company, the kind of commitment they are showing for, especially for South India, for companies like us who are building things for deep technology activities. So that is actually a lot of encouragement, and his vision is also going to help us going forward. And also I thank our investors like Unicorn. They invested first time during the Series C, and they also participated in the Series A recently. So that is showing that investor reinvesting for the next round, showing a lot of confidence, and I thank them for that. So this is the Netrasemi journey, and of course our journey was not all smooth. We had tough time. During the COVID time, we were almost on the verge of closing down. But I mean, once you are committed, once your team like believes in you, lot of things will open up for you, right? That is the perseverance path. And as a deep tech company, I would say for the passion, purpose, and perseverance are extremely important for any startup, anyone doing startups these days. I would add two more things to that, which is one is that disruption is an extremely important part, right? For a deep tech startup, because being in India, you are in ground zero. In product market, a true deep tech product industry, India is in ground zero, right? So disrupting that is actually very easy. That's what I feel, right? I know the robotics people are here. There are quite a good number of deep tech companies from Kerala. And once that disruption is so easy to do from India, because India is an extremely big market, right? I was talking to one of the MNC company who was talking to us for the product. When I talked to them, I understood that India is the second largest market for them, right? Think about it. India is already a second largest market for an Italian company, right? And then why not that for Indian startups, right? I suggest Indian startups, from my experience, go and look at Indian opportunities. India is not like the 20 years back India where we were cash starved. India has enough purchasing power, enough opportunities, enough market. It's the world's largest market. So let's, to the startup, my peers, I asked them to, that's what Netrasemi is also doing. Of course, we have global ambitions, but Indian market is offering us a huge potential, and we are eager to capture that. And thank you for bringing me here and giving this opportunity. And thank you very much for Huddle for that. And see you. Have a great time.